Previously, we were hard coding our value. For example, we were hard coding here that the name is equal to Smith or Mohit. Today, we will see how we can use inputs instead of hard coding the value. So it's very simple. Let's take this program as an example. The first thing that we have to do is import a module. So you write import, then single quotations and semicolon. In these single quotations, we will say dart colon IO. So this is a Dart package for input and output. By using this package, we have access to a function that is stdin dot read line sync. We will later learn what is stdin, what is dot, and what is read line sync. But for now, just understand that it is used for taking input from the user. So here we are getting an error that's saying that this input can be null. Let's just put a question mark here. We will later learn what this question mark does. Let's print the variable name and comment out this code. Let's run our program and we say, for example, and we get output as Mohit. So this was my input and I got the output Mohit. Let's put another print statement here saying enter your name. Let's run this program. And now we get enter your name printed here. Then we will write our name and we get output as Mohit. So what's happening is that this line is executed, then this line is executed. But as soon as this line is executed, our program stops until we provide an input. And as soon as we provide it, our program continues to execute as usual. Let's uncomment this line and run our program again. So let's enter Smith, for example, and we get OK. Let's run it again and provide, for example, Carl, and we get not OK. There are a few things that you have to keep in mind. The first is that the input will always result in string. So this will always return a string value. This is why the data type of name is string. The second thing that you have to keep in mind is the question mark here is telling the compiler that this name can be null. So the name variable here can be null. Let's now create another program that takes two numbers as input, add them up, and print the result. Let's take two variables first. X is equal to, so we have to use stdin dot readline sync. As you can see, I'm not getting my function readline sync. That's because I have not imported my module start colon I. And now we have the function readline sync. Let's make this variable x optional by providing a question mark here. Now we are getting an error. So previously I told you that this function always returns a string, but here we are storing it in an integer variable. So what we have to do is we have to convert the string into an integer. So we will say int dot parse. What this does is it converts any string into an integer. So for example, I can say convert this 2 into an integer. So it will return 2 as an integer, not as a string. So here we are converting our input into an integer. So we will say in dot parse whatever the result of this function is. So for example, we input 3 or 4. X in dot parse will convert this string 4 into an integer 4. So from this we will get 4. Now as you can see, we are getting another error. What this error means. So here we know that whatever we get from here will be converted into an integer. But what if we get nothing? What if int.parse gets a null value, for example? For that reason, we are getting an error. So how can we resolve it? We use an operator that tells Dart compiler that this function will never return a null. So the operator is placed after the function. So here, and the operator is this. So this operator will tell in.parse that this will never be null. We can remove the question mark from here because if this will never return null value, in.parse will also never return null value, and therefore we don't have to make x optional. Let's copy and paste this and take an integer y. Let's add them up, x plus y, and print the result z. Let's run this again. Here, the program is asking for the first input. Let's say 2. Then we press enter. Then it is asking for the second input here. Let's provide 5 and we get 7 printed by this line. We can also provide print statements here to tell the user that you have to provide a number. So enter num1 for example, and here we will say enter num2. Now let's run this program here, and num1 is 3 for example, num2 is 5, and we get 8. Please feel free to ask any question in the comments below. Thank you for watching.